everybody, this is Ruben. Welcome back to another episode of Life Number 6. This is my partner Katrina. Hi. If you've been following the series from before, after we finished Xinjiang, we went to Xi'an and we left China because our visa expired. So we've been taking a little break from traveling and we rented a house in Bali for a month where we could organize better a little bit what was meant to happen on the next part of the trip. Once we were in Xinjiang, we realized that we were a little tired of traveling in places that were so crowded with tourists. So we decided to head to probably one of the least visited regions in China, which is Xinjiang. We have been a month outside of China and it's very exciting to be back directly like this. It's because we are really thrilled to start doing more mountains and explore areas that are a little bit less discovered. So this is our first day in Urumqi. Are you ready to have a blast? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oi.
Oh yeah, now this is my day.
It took us almost 5 days to travel from where we were in Indonesia to here. So when I arrived here, I was dying sick. Once we arrived, one thing that we can tell us straight away is that people is much more calm down. We have felt zero hassle so far. The people in the hotel and the people that we have been meeting on the stores have been super kind and curious about us. But the layer of hassling, it's legit zero. It's lovely. And the fact that it's more quiet and that you get privacy somewhat when you come to these fantastic places in the middle of town, it just feels very different. I'm happy that we took another month here to see what's this area a little bit far off the touristic part. It is really fun to come to new areas where we generally have so little idea of what is going on here, because making these videos also stimulate so much to start exploring and reading about the history of the places. So if anybody that is from here is watching the video, give us a little information about this. This is without a question my favorite thing in China. There's so many places where everybody's dancing.
I love this! There's something very different about the public dancing culture here to what we've seen in other parts of China, and I cannot put my finger to it, but it's what I would like to call Arabic sass. There's some sassiness to the dancing here, and this is the Muslim region. So I don't know if it's fair to connect it to Arabs, but for me, it reminds me a lot of the Arab dancing I've seen. And it's just so cool, and the music is a little bit different. The whole vibe of it just has way more sass over it. It's amazing.
Hey!
It's very beautiful.
I lost Katrina to a good contender.
So much fun. That old guy is the cutest guy I've ever seen. So adorable. Super fun. I ever since we came here, I've wanted to join in on the dancing, but I kind of needed an invite to do it because I have no clue what I'm doing. So that was perfect. And the other guy, I struggle to say it, Uyghur guy, also very lovely, but completely different style of dancing, but so much fun. This is what I want more of.
Time to explore one of these malls. This is the cutest part. about traveling in these places where the young people is really curious about meeting foreigners. And the fact that when we sit down for a second, we just stop in McDonald's to get an ice cream, they just pop in and they get very curious, they want to get a picture. This is the cute part of it, the real good interest and the human connection. It's super nice. In a very naive and ignorant way, this is way more modern than what I ever expected. For some reason, coming to like the northwest part of China, a little bit farther, and crossing a desert from like where most of the like touristic hubs that we know, like Hong Kong or Chongqing, Xi'an, Beijing. I imagine that this was going to be a tiny bit less developed, and it's like a cultural slap on the face. It's the other way around. This feels so modern everywhere. Like I've never seen supermarkets like this. People is super chill. I imagine for some reason that like we would be more of an attention point outside out of like us being foreigners, and it normally happens that when you come to a place where there's not that many tourists, you do get like stare looks at all times, while in here they feel very passive, and it's really nothing as strong as I thought that it was going to be, which is amazing. Bro. We haven't even entered on the territory of museums or bazaars, and still that middle part of town feels fantastic.
I would like to stay here for a little bit. There's something about it. I don't know. It's hard to place it after being here so short, but there's something about this place. I think the core of it is that there are so many people here that are really smiley, and that matters. It matters that people are smiley and feel interested in who you are and that you're there, instead of feeling like they don't care or don't want you there.
It's a delicate topic to discuss, because realistically I feel everywhere that we have been in China, I have never had an issue whatsoever with the place itself. I personally have an issue with how the behavior of some people it's around that area. The places that we haven't really enjoyed that much is the places where like people is much more hustling and much more harassing, and it makes the entire place look bad, which really sucks, because like we have found that nature, and like every place that realistically we have been in China has been wonderful. We call China as one, but the people from different places and regions completely have different behaviors and different ways to approach foreigners. China has a massive amount of tourism within itself of Chinese people, and most of the times that we encounter like something more uncomfortable was not the local people, was the other tourists coming to this region as well. Perhaps the fact that we are somewhere where there is not that many tourists at the time makes it a full local experience, and that's how we feel as mesmerized as we are right now. So yeah, it's a reflection to take to bed and to think about a little bit. Good morning, beautiful people. Since we're going to be traveling around a month in the region of Xinjiang, we are heading directly to the Xinjiang Uyghur Regional Museum. We're doing this in order to understand a little bit better the ethnic groups that are in the region, and to understand a little bit better as well, like the part that it played on the Silk Road. First impressions are nice, but it's nice to vouch them with information. So since we're here, let's educate ourselves. I think the cultural shock that we have experienced the most comes on a different area than what we thought at the beginning. Last night when we came home, I had to work a little bit. We just started to research on the online sites to order some food, and we got a salad. This sounds like, for Western people, this sounds such a stupid thing to say, but realistically, we haven't found salad almost anywhere that we have been going. It's mostly to buy vegetables on a restaurant where it's completely full with and soaked with oil. But I think when it comes to the cultural shock, what we were saying is like, I don't think I get the cultural shock by being here, thinking like, wow, we are finding these things. I think the cultural shock that I'm hitting, it's because it hit me so much when we were in Xi'an or when we were in Xinjiang to not find these things. When I come here and I find them, it feels very normal that it's actually here, you know, because we are very close to Kazakhstan, to Kyrgyzstan, to like this area borders 8 countries. If this would have been the first place that I ever arrived in China, the first city that I see, I wouldn't even flinch about these things, but the fact that like I didn't find the stuff that we are finding here in the rest of China, that's the cultural shock.
I fully agree. I think it's, and not just that, I think it's, we spoke a little bit about it yesterday, how when we first came to China, we kind of took the mannerisms of people to be the general Chinese way, which is a whole different way of being than here. It's hard to explain it, but here it just feels, yeah, that's a very good way of saying it. We barely hear that here.
Ooh, there's something going on here. It's awesome. Of clapping right now. I
just got respect. I want them to be able to teach me the game. I wish there was more English so they could be like, come here and play, I'll show you. If there's no way they can show me the game, I won't understand crap.
Wow, this is massive.
So to get into this museum, you have to make an appointment online. And this museum is sold out all day. Which I've never had happen in my life. I've never come to a museum and it being sold out. I didn't realize that could be a thing. So we just came all the way here and have to leave again because we cannot enter. It could be a good thing. Maybe it is to ensure that people have a better experience in the museum, that it doesn't get overcrowded. So maybe this means it's a very good museum to be in.
You made me walk for an hour.
Sorry.
One of the biggest flipping museums I've seen in my life. The last thing that I would imagine is that the moment that we arrive is that we cannot come in. But it's such a weird reservation process. You need to do it on WeChat. For us, foreigners, it's a little difficult because there is no translator.
There is a translator in WeChat. It's just not, it's like for messaging. I don't think, let me test now, I don't think there's an automatic translate. No. So once you enter the service, then the translator function goes away. But when you're messaging, it's genius because it auto-translates. So this we would have to translate all manually.
So for us, that is trying to navigate WeChat and try to make a reservation online, it feels a little more difficult than anticipated. The museum was quite fun and interactive, as we kind of imagined, but also very crowded, as we also kind of imagined. You can find stuff like ancient Silk Road relics to well-preserved mummies. It feels like a time capsule of Central Asia. As the days went by, we checked the bazaar and spent hours trying to figure it out how to do stuff in the region without having to rent a car or paying for guides. Gotta tell you, it's not easy, but more of that on the next video. So subscribe, like and comment to share some love with us, and see you in the next one. Bye!